Hey guys.
Hello.
So we were coming in with episode 2 of the Flary Podcast that we are renaming Minicast
Woo! Yes, mini cast.
or Minicast. All right, so today we're going to be talking about school, mostly high school and college. I don't remember anything past high school. Middle
I
school is
don't either.
traumatizing. Um, but I mean, so Flora you haven't moved all your life, right? Basically,
Yeah,
since
yeah.
you started
I've
school.
stayed
So,
in the same place forever in my life.
um, but I started school in Rhode Island, um, and then I think we moved around like twice. And then I started school in Pennsylvania, where we stayed there for about 3 years, and then we moved down to North Carolina, where I started middle school. Can't really remember much.
Yeah, I think Barry has the most interesting life compared to mine because I just stayed in the same area. Like I'm literally in the same house for all 21 years of my life. Actually, not all 21 years of my life. 19,
Yeah,
19
we did live in Philadelphia for a while.
Yeah, we lived in the same house.
Okay, so starting off with high school. Overall, how was your high school experience?
It was, every high school life, like, I don't know, like you try to make friends, and then you also are trying to see like what kind of cliques you're in, and whether there are cliques or stuff like that. And in my community of going to high school, there weren't a lot of Asians. So like I was like the only Asian in my school. It was more a white a white white base. And yeah, so like for me, I didn't really see the difference because I've always grew up going to school with not a lot of Asians in my environment. Um, but like I don't know, like I made I made I can't even speak. I made friends who actually was actually a funny story. So I was like in a lunch period. This is like going off topic maybe. I was like in a lunch period with my friends, and then there's this new when I was in high school, like maybe my sophomore junior year, there was like maybe like three or two more Asian people that actually came into the school, and I was at lunch, and then people were like, "Oh my gosh, did you see that Asian person that's over there, blah blah blah, the new student and stuff like that?" And then my one friend, she was like, "What Asian person? I don't see any Asian person. There's no Asian people here." And she looked at me and she's like, "I'm me." I'm like, "No, it's okay." She's like, like other than you, like I don't ever recommend, like I'm not recommend, I don't ever remember seeing like any other Asian people in the school. And I was like, "No, it's okay. Like I get you. Like it's weird for me to see like other Asian people in my school too. Um, but like it's funny. So like for me to realize that like the people that I were friends with, like they didn't really see I was like a different ethnicity and stuff like that. So it was pretty comfortable. My high school experience was good. I didn't, my high school, like the people that I've gone to school with, like my class and stuff like that, like they were pretty chill, and like there weren't a lot of like dramas and stuff like that. I know like grades above me or even grades below my class um, were like more dramatic than my own class. Like I think my class year was actually pretty chill. Like everyone knew each other, and I don't know, like there were no like conflicts or anything. So I think I had like a pretty smooth high school life. I guess I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. What about you?
Well, talking about the Asian thing, we moved into uh, I don't know what the term is. Urban? It's not. I don't think it's urban.
Rural.
Rural.
Yeah.
Very redneck, very small town, very, oh, this person's my second cousin, twice removed kind of stuff, where everybody knew their lineage for some reason.
Mm-hmm.
But my dad made sure, there was a Hmong community there. Saying that, I did not make friends with them. My experience is just very bad, and it started from middle school. The one thing I remember from middle school was the first day there. It was a Friday. My very first day of school was a Friday.
Wow.
Yeah, and they did 50-minute recesses basically. And I remember this Hmong girl came up to me and asked. She was like, "Hey, do you want to meet the other Hmong kids?" And I was like, "Oh, okay, sure." I just stood there for 50 minutes and nobody talked to me. And so I was like, all right, I guess I'm not going to make friends here. And so, going from middle school to high school with those people, that was kind of why I didn't really have many Hmong friends. But overall, my experience in high school was pretty good. I was a band kid, so 4 years of band. I could talk about each year individually.
I mean,
this band.
This is what the mini cast is for.
But with that, I experienced some of the band kid drama because you have a bunch of teenagers with hormones that make them crazy. And then you force them to interact for hours on end. Well, yeah, I wasn't really bullied or anything, thankfully. I was bullied by Lolly when he got to high school.
Only bullied by your siblings.
But yeah, my high school experience wasn't bad. I was always the token Asian friend. Although I did have Steve. Hi, Steve.
Does he watch this?
Yeah, I had my little friend group. I'm trying to think. But that was basically it. Do you remember your first day of high school?
I think I do. It's more like because when our first day of high school, it was kind of all over the place. So my first day of high school, my sister, she was actually a senior in high school, and I was a freshman in high school. So freshmen and sophomores had to go, we had 2 gyms. I don't know if your high school had 2 gyms. No. So we had 2 gyms, and sophomores and freshmen had to go to one gym, and juniors and seniors had to go to the other gym. So they kind of separated us, and then I was I didn't know where any of these places are. So my sister was like, okay, you have to walk down this hallway and turn right, make a left, and then you'll be there. I was like, okay, I'm going to follow instructions. So I was a lost kid in the first day of school. So I walked there. And then when I got to the gym, I actually saw a friend of mine, and I was like, I know somebody. Go walk to them and talk to them. I was talking to them, and then they were like, look for your homeroom teacher's name and stuff like that. And I'm like, first of all, I don't know what my homeroom teacher looked like. So they're all the homeroom teachers were standing in a line waiting for to get in line in front of them. And I'm like, I don't know what he looks like, or if mine was a he, because they only say Mr. something or Mrs. something. Oh wait, maybe I did know it was he or she. Either or. I was like, I don't know what he looked like. My sister told me a description of what he would look like, but I didn't know what he would look like. And then I saw another one of my friends who actually was in the same homeroom as me, and I was like, oh my gosh, you're in the same homeroom as me and stuff like that. And then we started talking, and then we went to homeroom, and they did over the announcement things, and then I was just lost on my first day. I was just lost because you had to go next to your next period of class, or Yeah, my high school does periods, and we do like period 1, period 2, period 3. I think we go all the way up to period 8. I forget, but yeah. And we, yeah, I was just lost. I don't know. What about?
I definitely feel that. My first day, I remember I would, ask desperately to my friends. I was like, do you have this class? Do you know where this is? I don't know
Yes.
where and I think that's where a lot of my anxiety started. I was like, I don't know where I'm going. But I was fortunate enough to where being in band, going back to that, I didn't know what I was signing up for in 8th grade. I thought, because in middle school, it was just like regular, you sit down and then you play, basically.
Mm-hmm.
In high school, I didn't know what marching band was, and I signed up for that. And so I got thrown into the deep end where 2 weeks before school, we had band camp, and I had to learn how to march and play. So I knew where the band room was. I knew where it was, like right next to the buses and stuff. So that was like my starting point. That was my comfort zone. And I would just start asking people, I was like, do you know where this classroom is? Take me here. Are you in this class? So my first day of high school was just a mess. But we only had, I think, 4 classes. It was just like an hour and a half each. So I didn't have to worry about like going to so many different classes. And then, yeah, lunch was always weird. They always changed how they did lunch.
You don't have like a set like lunch time.
How they did it was so strange. Basically, during 3rd period, they cut it up into like 4 different lunch times. So like in the middle of class, you would just stop, go to lunch, and then come back and resume class.
Okay, yeah, no. It's kind of similar to that happened in my middle school, actually. In high school, it's like, I said it's 8 periods because it's actually 6 periods total, but 8 periods because they separate lunch times into the periods. And so I think between 4, 5, and 6 period. So you would have either lunch and then you have class that's together for the 4 and 5. I mean 5 and 6, and then or you would have a class and then lunch and then a different class. I don't know. I forget how it worked, but like, yeah, I don't know. It's weird. I don't know how they find these times for lunches and stuff.
One thing I did do in high school was edit a little mini series called the Daily School Lunch Review.
I remember that.
Google that, or not Google it. Watch it on YouTube. Go watch it on YouTube. I think we have
Is it still up?
It's still up.
Oh.
We stopped uploading. I forget why we stopped uploading, actually. It might have been my fault. It got to be too much sometimes. But I think it's been like 5 years now since that was made. But they're just, I mean, I can look back and fondly remember on them. So like a random person in like New Zealand, they probably wouldn't understand it.
Oh gosh.
Did you do any extracurriculars?
In high school, no. Middle school, yes. In high school, I joined like a FCCLA club. I forget the whole acronym for that. It's like Family Consumer, whatever. I don't know. I did that. And like we did like bake sales and stuff like that. And then like if there were like volleyball activities, then I would join too because I like playing volleyball. Other than that, I didn't really do like sports. I was gonna do chorus, but then I like quit that because I was just like I'm not about that. I don't know. For you did.
I did band. When you're in elementary school, your parents put you in band and chorus.
Mm-hmm.
Or at least for me, I was both in chorus and band. But then when we moved, it was straight up like you had to pick band or chorus, and because they were always at the same period, so like band and chorus would happen during the same class time.
Mm-hmm.
I did band. because my parents paid for the instrument.
That's funny.
But I did enjoy it. Yeah, but just 4 years of band. We had after school practices Tuesdays and Thursdays. We always did the Friday night games and then competition on Saturday. So that took up all of my time. I can't really remember if I ever tried doing something else. I know I wanted to do stuff like yearbook and all that, but I just, my freshman year, I didn't know where to go for all that.
Honestly. Yeah, freshman year was kind of crazy. That's like, I didn't know what kind of clubs there were. I didn't know like what kind of activities they give and stuff like that. So like it was kind of hard to like figure all that out by yourself and stuff. But
I will say for my senior year, I remember, you take club pictures for the yearbook. And I remember I went in there for one thing. I cannot remember. I don't have my yearbook here. Actually, I think I do, but I don't want to get it out. I went in to take a picture for one thing, and they were just bringing in other clubs. And I remember seeing my friends, they're like, oh, just come sit and take a picture. And so I got inserted into all these clubs that I wasn't actually in. I was just
you're such a liar. Hey, I mean,
you put it on my college resumes.
Yeah. May would be awesome.
I do remember. I always wanted to be in the drama club and doing all that stuff and doing like backstage production because I actually thought doing film production and all that was really cool and seeing behind the scenes of the plays and stuff we did. Yeah. But every time I signed up to do it, they never contacted me about what meetings and stuff were. So it was just like, I really want to do this, so just let me know when you have a meeting. And then nobody ever told me.
Aww. Yeah, no, those look cool. Because I had a friend who like did the background stuff too, and I was like, that looks so much fun. Like, I don't know, you get to play with the lights and curtains and stuff. So.
And I did do prom planning. I remember that for my senior year. I did not go.
Something happened.
Yeah, we had a funeral to go to. Yeah. I don't know if you went to that. It was well, I'm not going to say it on here. But we did a Neverland theme, I think. And so I remember just going like every other week to go help plan this thing. And we did a lot of DIY stuff. And then I think it was like the week of, I had my prom day. I had a dress.
I know, your dress was so pretty.
My parents told me, like, we can't let you go. We don't want, because it was out of state. And they didn't want to leave me home alone. So that was a waste of my time.
Yeah. And it was funny because like after you told me like you didn't go and like you were actually up here because that's where the funeral was happening. The next year was actually my senior prom, and I was planning on going, but then we had another funeral that happened too. So it was just all like crazy and stuff. So
bad timing.
Yeah. So also didn't go to our senior proms.
What tips do you have for people in high school nowadays? I mean, I guess it's kind of different now that everybody's online, but
yeah. I guess if you are online, just make sure you stay on top of your assignments. Like, you got to make sure like your assignments are done. I mean, you're a high school student. Like, I'm pretty sure you know how to handle yourself. If you are a freshman, don't be anxiety. Don't honestly, just go with the flow. I don't know, just don't worry too much. You'll find your extracurriculars. I can't say words today, but you'll find those types of activities. You'll find clubs. You'll find where you fit in. It takes time. So.
That's good. I definitely. I had a tip, and then it just
No.
Um, I don't remember what I was going to say.
No.
Oh, okay. I would definitely say use the school resources that are given to you. Like your teachers are resources, and use your counselors. If you're planning to go to college and stuff, then you should not be afraid to ask, like find someone to ask about all that and pave your way. I know a lot of people, they say like their counselors don't care or this and that, but you should find someone, an adult person who kind of knows what the college process is like, to kind of help you through it and mentor you through that. Because I didn't talk to my counselor like freshman to junior year. And then my junior year, it was just like, every other week I was going in to talk about what was going on. So I definitely think it is important that you do that.
Yeah, that's very important. Yeah, that's good advice.
That's, anxiety and stuff. Find a way, an outlet for it. Like, definitely don't let it build up. Find an outlet.
Yes.
That's not violent. Don't be violent.
Putting these advice out there, but don't do violence.
All right. Do you have anything else to say about high school?
Have fun. Enjoy it, because when you go to college, or even if you're not going to college, like you're gonna have to work hard, to get to where you want to be. So high school is like kind of like your last place to enjoy being a kid, I guess. I don't know. Yeah.
I think that's good. Because I definitely, I don't have an urge to, go back to high school, but,
yes.
I definitely miss, being in band and the atmosphere and being able to just talk to my friends every day. I know that with everybody being online nowadays, the experience isn't exactly going to be the same, but...
Yeah.
And, yeah. All right. Moving on to college. So I did graduate a year before Flora.
Yes, you did.
My freshman year was a year before. But I'm going to ask you, what was your first day of college like? I guess, the first day you moved in and then your first day of school.
Okay, so I moved in into my dorm, I think maybe a week early before classes started, and they had us do the activity things beforehand. So I moved in a week before because I actually went to college with the same sister who was a senior high school, and she had an apartment over there already, but as a freshman you had to live on campus first. So she moved in, and we're and the college is 3 hours away from home. So we're okay, if I can if I'm able to ask if I can move in a week early, because my sister was already going to leave a week before school started, and we had to if you're packing everything and you put it in a car and you go, we just wanted to do a one go instead of me having to go the next week. So I got permission to move in a week early. Actually, before I even start even talking about me moving in, so we registered to have roommates and stuff, and I had a roommate, and she actually, I think a week before I even moved in, so this happened 2 weeks before school started, she actually messaged me saying that she's no longer going to be my roommate because she injured her leg, and the dorm room that I lived in actually didn't have elevators. It was just stairs, and so she was I injured my legs and I can't live in a dorm that doesn't have an elevator. So she actually moved rooms. So I was like, hey, if I get my own room, that's awesome. And then a week later, I was about to move in, and I literally was there. I went to a Walmart close to there. My sister and I went to a Walmart close to there at the university, and I got a message from a random person, and she was like, "Hey, I'm your new roommate. Just letting you know," and stuff like that. And I'm also moving in this weekend. I'm also moving in today actually, because I was already over there. And then I was like, "Oh," I was like, "Oh, you're my roommate." I was like, "Okay, I'm moving in today as well," and stuff like that. So if you have a roommate, like you need to know like who's bringing like what things, like who's bringing a fridge, who's bringing a microwave and stuff like that. So apparently we both brought mini fridges, and none of us brought a microwave, which is fine because I don't really use microwaves anyways. And if I need to, I could just go down to the kitchen area anyways. So we both ended up bringing mini fridges. So we had 2 fridges in one room, which is not bad. But yeah, so now going to when I moved in, I like set everything up. Actually, she had everything set up already. So, she left to allow me to like set everything up and stuff. And then like I brought everything in and everything. Then my parents left, and like my sister who stayed at university actually helped me do more unpacking and stuff. Yeah. What's this question? It's just the first day, right?
Yeah, we're moving in first day classes.
Okay, yeah, because I totally went off topic. That's my first day, like figuring out that I finally got a roommate, and to a surprise. And then, so the first day of classes, the day before classes started, I actually walked around the campus to try to find all the buildings to where my classes are, because I don't want to get lost because it's the first day. Because I learned from my freshman year of high school. But yeah, I knew where I was going morning of. I think my first class was actually 8 in the morning. So I went to the class. Obviously, I was kind of lost because room numbers. I wasn't able to go inside the building, but I knew where the building was. So I was kind of prepared. But yeah, I think I had 3 classes on the first day. I think it's 3 classes. Yeah, I forget. But but yeah, it was a good day. And, the first day was actually my birthday. Yeah, my first day was my birthday. So yeah, and then after classes, my sister actually took me to a place called Ice Shack to eat some ice cream because I like ice cream, and she treated me with ice cream. And she's like, "Happy first day and birthday." So yeah. That was freshman first day and moving in. Yeah, what about you?
I don't remember. The first day I moved in, okay, so my school is 4 hours away. Just to get as far away as possible from my family. We drove down there a few times to tour and orientation and stuff, but I'd never been there before. And I think the first day I met my roommate, I started unpacking all my stuff, and I think I asked my roommate to like show me where all the food places were, because it was dinner time when we had gotten there, and I was
Wait, is your roommate a freshman as you, or
he was a sophomore?
Okay, yeah, my roommate was a sophomore too.
Yeah.
Add that.
I don't think we had any prior communication to that. She had a Facebook. I don't think she had like Instagram or anything. And I cannot remember if like we reached out to each other to ask about stuff. But So I'll say my school because I don't go there anymore. So I went to East Carolina, and they actually provided mini fridges and microwaves.
Oh, what?
Yeah. When I tell people that, they don't believe me, and I'm like, yeah,
I don't believe you.
they gave us a mini fridge and a microwave. Because it's a public school. So you wouldn't expect that.
Well, mine was public too.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And you had to bring your own fridge and stuff, so
Yeah.
you wouldn't expect them to provide a mini fridge.
Right? Yeah.
So
I'm jealous.
I didn't have to do any major heavy lifting. And then my first day of class, I do not remember either, but I remember I always got to class, one of my classes, it was like my philosophy class. I always got there an hour early, and there was no class before then. So I just sat in an empty classroom and went quietly. I was so bad. I'm really bad at making friends. And like talking to people. I'm working on it. So like I didn't talk to anybody from class because I've always been like quiet during class time. It's just like, all right, I'm gonna sit, focus, and listen. I don't really care about what's going on around me. Mm-hmm. So when like people are like whispering to each other, making friends, I'm just like, okay, I'm gonna keep looking forward.
Honestly, I was the same with you. I didn't know how to make conversations.
I'm not good at talking. But that's what the good thing about this podcast is, forcing me to talk. I don't really remember my first days. I know my first day of sophomore year, I came in later than my move-in day. And it was, so my roommate at the time had already set up her stuff, and I went, and then there was some opening thing, and something I'm going to get into in a little bit later as a question. I was in an a cappella group, and we had a performance that day at an opening thing, and so I just went and did that instead of bonding with my roommate. Which is kind of bad, but that leads me to my next question, which you already kind of talked about, which was how were your college roommates?
Yeah. So it's kind of like I had a nice roommate and everything. Like, she's really nice and everything. It's just we didn't communicate a lot. Actually, so she was the first one who moved in first, as prior to my story. So her and her mom actually organized the room, and like the room isn't like, I don't know if like all college dorm rooms are the same size and stuff, but it was a small room, and the beds only fit a certain way because of the closet area. Like, we had a closet that was like glued onto the wall, so like we couldn't move the closets and stuff. So like having the bed set in there was kind of difficult. Like there's only like one way to set it up, and so she like set it up to like get organized, where I kind of was like, my area was stuck in a corner. Like, if it was a rectangle, like, okay, so if it was this rectangle of the screen,
okay,
and the closet took halfway here, her bed would actually be against the closet like this. My bed was right here, and the windows are right here. Her desk would be right here. My desk would be right next to my bed. And then there's dressers, and then the doors over here. And all the big area was her carpet in the closet. Okay. I was kind of like stuck in this corner with my desk and my bed, which is not bad, but like she kind of like took the whole entire area. And I'm not gonna complain because like I live with it, and like it's just like whatever. Like, she was a really nice person. I never had like a full conversation with her. But yeah, she was nice. I don't know.
What about this past year, your sophomore year?
Sophomore year, I actually went to moved to a different college. I came to a college closer to home. It's a community college. Not that I didn't like the university and anything, just like they didn't really have what I wanted to go for. So like I transferred over to a different college. So I live at home now. And it's definitely different. Like I do like the living on dorm and on campus kind of lifestyle. But I mean, it's nice because now I didn't have a car over there, so I have my own car. Not really my own car. I share a car, but like I have a car that I use every day, and I just commute and stuff like that. But yeah, I don't know. First day was stressful because I had to make sure because like first day at a university dorming, you have to make sure walking distance you'll make it there on time. But first day here, you have to make sure if you drive, you got to make it there on time. So yeah, it's similar but different at the same time.
So Flora is her own roommate.
Yes, I am.
I remember my freshman roommate. Overall, my freshman and sophomore roommate. I won't say we didn't get along. It was just a problem of we didn't talk to each other. And I will, admit, like at least half, maybe more, was on me because I didn't know how to start a conversation. With my freshman year, it was like we were too alike. Like we never had any problems or anything, but it was just we were too alike in that we didn't know how to start a conversation and talk to each other. So we lived around each other. We were the unfortunate situation where we just lived around each other. And that's a good thing because it forced me to get out of my dorm if I wanted to avoid any awkward stuff. Mm-hmm. So my sophomore year, I was more excited about it because I was like, yes, I know how to talk to people now. I'm in college, my second year, I can do this. And she was a freshman, and so I was excited. But then we just kind of fell into the same thing where it's just like we don't know how to talk to each other. And the weird thing was her sister was in my grade, so a year older than her or a grade above her.
Oh, so sophomore year, you're the older one.
Yeah. Okay. Sophomore year, I was a sophomore. And her sister, I didn't know what her sister did, but like all my friends knew who her sister was and like would reference her. And I was like, wait, is she my roommate's sister? And they're like, yeah. I was like, well, why? How does everybody know her? Like, everybody can tell you about her. But I think we still follow each other on Instagram. There's no bad blood. I didn't make any friends, but I didn't make any enemies, which is good.
Yeah.
And then this past year, my junior year, I got a room to myself on campus. Nice. Unfortunately, I still have to go to all the RA meetings and stuff about making friends with your roommates. So, did you do anything your freshman year, like extracurriculars?
I did I did club activities. I joined the health science club and stuff like that. So they actually not forced you, but they forced you to do activities for the club. So I did blood drives. I volunteered and helped out blood drives. Is there a fly?
No, there's a fly here. Gosh, Flora.
It went to you. But yeah, we just did. There was a golf cart parade, and we had to decorate a golf cart and it parade around for Halloween. There was a lot of activities that I did. Yeah, and yeah, definitely freshman year I did a lot of activities, more than I would do in high school. What about you?
Well, I knew that if I wanted to make friends, I was going to have to join something.
Right.
So I told myself to join something each semester. And for my first semester, my dad was like, do the Hmong Student Association. And the thing was, I knew someone from high school who was in that club. Okay. So I didn't want to, I did reach out to them, and I was like, if you guys could keep me updated on when you guys do stuff, then I'll see about coming. Because at the time, I had also auditioned for an a cappella group called the Magnolia Bells, who they're very dear to my heart. I auditioned. I could talk about the audition process, but
do it.
okay. So I picked a time to come in. I remember it was in like a small little rec area room. I went in. I did my song. They have you pick a song. You rehearse a verse and chorus, and then they always said like we might have you try to harmonize or like sing and all this, but all I remember doing is doing my audition, like singing. I sang Brother by Codaline. I don't know if you know that. But it really showcased, my lower voice that I can sing.
Yes.
Which I think they liked because, typically with women, they have higher voices. And then I was like, I can beatbox too. And they're like, oh, okay, yeah, let's hear it. So I just did a simple like, and it was just like 8 beats of that. And then they were like, wow, that's so good. And then they asked me interview questions. I remember the one question they asked, they were like, how would you describe yourself in 3 words? And I was like, I don't go outside. They're like, wow, okay, yeah, I like you. They told me afterwards, they're like, that's when I knew that we wanted you in the group.
That's hilarious.
I would say, like, I only got in because I was the only person who beatboxed.
You never told me this story.
Well, see, this is what's good about the mini cast. Yeah. So yeah, I got in with that. We always did a spring concert. I beatboxed for some songs. I got some solos, but they were like small solos. I never had a solo by myself, like an entire song. It was always like a mashup where I got a small part, which is fine because that's a lot of pressure. But I definitely think that helped me, make some friends. That's basically the only reason why I made friends. Anyway, so that was when I joined my first semester. Then my second semester, I signed up to be a reporter for the East Carolinian, which is a student-based newspaper. So I went and I did an interview for that, and I got in. And I really, it was really cool to be behind the scenes. And every week I had to go in and do kind of like a mini class session where we learned about how to write for a newspaper and stuff. And I wrote some articles for that. I definitely put that on like any resumes and stuff. I'm like, published in the newspaper. So I did that. I did summer school, and I was going to maintain doing the paper, but then I can't remember. I think that was the summer Grandma passed away. And so I told them, I was like, I can't, I have other things to focus. And I
think I remember you saying something like that.
Yeah. And then I just never went back to it. My second year, I was like, yeah, okay, we're going to get back into it. I'm going to pick something else. But I never saw anything else that like really interested me. Which is, not a bad thing, but I wish I did, because you never know what you like or don't like until you actually do it. Mm-hmm. So, it's kind of unfortunate that I didn't do that. But then my junior year, I really wanted to get back into the swing of things. And I was like, I want to join a comedy club. And ECU had a comedy club, but they hadn't posted anything in like over a year. So I wasn't sure if they were still active. So if I had the chance to get back into it, I would have started with that. And but they weren't talking about anything. I was also interested in like film stuff, but the film club was just watching movies and talking about it, and I wasn't sure if I wanted to do that. And it was like old movies that nobody heard of, so I wasn't sure if I wanted to, spend 2 hours with people just sitting in a dark room watching.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Those were my extracurriculars. I'm sad I left behind my a cappella group.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to say anything anymore about it, actually. I was going to say it, but yeah. But they have a tradition where, like, your senior year, you sing a senior song, which is a song you pick out, and then the whole group arranges it and sings it. So I'm sad I didn't have that opportunity, but it's fine.
Oh.
I mean, like this past spring, they had to cancel this concert and everything due to COVID. So
yeah.
I'm not sure if I would have the chance next year anyway.
But you guys not produced the song, but like you guys went into like a studio.
Recorded it, yeah. We did record a single. It's a cover of I Fall Apart by Post Malone. It's really good. And we did do Big and Littles, which is I'm not sure if it's just a sorority thing. I don't know if fraternities do it. It's a little thing we did, and my little Courtney, she's belting out at the end. Flora, you heard it, yes? Flora.
I don't know. I don't know if I have or not.
Well, she's belting her little heart out at the end.
But I'm pretty sure she is.
Her voice is just so good. Oh my god. I love all their voices so much. I'm like, these girls can actually sing, and I'm just here beatboxing.
No. You can sing and you can beatbox. You're amazing.
But I love her voice so much. Yeah. So if you haven't heard it, go hear it, stream it. I think we're up to like 1,000 listens a month. So just go and listen and stream it on Spotify and Apple Music.
Any tips for college freshmen?
I would definitely say what I was doing, like go find something to do every semester. Like join a new club every semester, because again, you don't know if you like it or don't like it unless you do it. Like with the newspaper thing, I enjoyed it, but overall I decided it wasn't for me. And the acapella thing was. And I did do band in college, but that also was not for me. Yeah, it was just my first semester. I don't know if I ever told you that.
No, you didn't.
I didn't do marching band because college marching band is so much more intense than high school.
Oh, I bet, yeah.
So I didn't do college marching band. A part of me wishes I did, to maintain that side of me, but I didn't. I just did symphonic band, I think, which is just sitting and doing orchestra and stuff.
Yeah, and you didn't tell people what instrument you played.
I play flute. I've been playing flute since the 4th grade. And so, but when I went to middle school, why? When I went to middle school and moved down here, they started doing instruments 6th grade. So everybody there was starting out 6th grade, and I already had 2 years under my belt. And so I mean, okay, so this is a confession. I did not like playing flute in elementary school. I hated it because I was bad at it because I didn't know how to play it. And then when we moved down here, that definitely changed because I knew how to play it better than everyone.
So you were the pro.
That kind of propelled me to oh wow, I can do this. I can play, and that really fueled my love for bands and playing. And then, but people were always sure to tell me that it was you're only good because you have 2 years of experience already.
Oh,
okay. I'm still better than you. But my teachers and stuff, they were definitely I know this for a fact. In middle school and stuff, we did chairs, and instead of keeping me at first, they always switched me out, and because they wanted other kids to have a chance to first chair and stuff. And I know my freshman year, I remember, I was freshman, there were seniors, and so you would expect the seniors to be higher up, but then it was for a Christmas concert, and we played a piece, and then everybody told me, they were like, you played it so much better than this one senior, and you deserve a seat higher than him, but our band teacher just wanted to, make it look good for appearances that all the seniors are up there.
Yeah, which kind of sucks. It's like
I deserve that seat.
yeah. That's like the second part is that they like just any type of system where it's like there's a senior and then there's a junior, sophomore, and freshman. The seniors always get the first, and when the freshman is like the most better one. I don't know.
It's all good. I didn't have any real issues with that because it's always awkward sitting first chair because you're right at the edge of the stage.
Yeah.
So, anyways, I don't remember how we got there.
Oh, I just asked because you were talking about being in band and doing extracurricular stuff like that, and then I asked about your instrument because you didn't mention that.
Yeah. So as much as I enjoyed doing band in high school, I went and did it in college and realized that place wasn't for me anymore. So I did it and acknowledged that I didn't like that. So moving on.
Yeah. And then also, if you have a roommate, try having conversations with them. Maybe because apparently me and Mary, me and Mary are so much alike. Like we don't even know it, but like we both didn't have good conversations with our roommate. But try being friends with your roommate because honestly, they should be like one of your first friends that you make. Not that they should be, but like they're the first people that you meet. Yeah, then like just explore when you're in college.
Mm-hmm. Break the ice.
Break the ice.
Do you have any other college stories? Did you go to any parties, Flora?
No, I didn't.
Did you go to any football games or anything?
Oh yeah, I did. So me and my one friend, because I had a friend who was from my high school, and like we would hang out, like because she was like the only person I knew, so like we would hang out a lot. And she wanted to go to a football game, and I'm like, I'm down, like I want to go to a football game, but the football team is not good. We lose anyways, but we always just go anyways. But and it was raining. And I think I had a coat, but like it was downpour raining. So like I think I had a sweater. That's what it was. I had a sweater. I didn't have a raincoat. It was downpour raining. So like we were all soaked on the bleachers. And we were trying to cheer for a team, but we knew that we were going to lose. But we're like, you know what? Go. We can do it. But we lost in the end. And then like we bought baseball caps and stuff to show school spirit. But yeah, we go to football games. We lose all the time. I went to a volleyball game because again, I like volleyball. I went to a volleyball game. I think we were close, but we lost. My university's not really good with sports. And then I also went to a wrestling game. I didn't want to go because I don't really find it an interesting sport. But if anybody else does, good for you. But I went to one because my friend wanted to watch one. And then I got like this t-shirt because I think the main reason she wanted to go because there was free t-shirt. But so we went, and apparently all they had left was X large t-shirts. So they just gave us X large t-shirts, and I have it in my closet, but it's like so big, and I'm like, I don't even wear it. Why do I even need this t-shirt? But whatever. Yeah, I went to a lot of games, and then I did a bunch of like activities for my club. Yeah, for both my first semester and second semester when I was at the university. Yeah. It was, yeah. Oh, and then, yeah, it's that's pretty much it.
I never went to a football game. If I told anybody at ECU that, they would,
No sport game? None?
I did. We in my a cappella group, we did sing the national anthem for some sporting event. I think the only one I remember is women's basketball. I know they've done like soccer and stuff, but there were some cases where I didn't go and perform with them. But the only one I really remember is women's basketball. But we had to like stay and watch the game for free, but I carpooled. I didn't have a car. I didn't in my dorm, so I just left with other people. Yeah, I never went to any sporting event or anything. I mean, ECU lost. They don't have a good football team.
Yeah. I don't know why, but apparently ours we have in common not good football team.
I didn't really go to any college parties and kind of thing. My freshman year, I did go to a friend's birthday party, but I just literally made an appearance and then just went back to my dorm.
Yeah. I mean, like, my dorm had, like, parties, like, in the basement area, because that's, like, where, like, a lot of games and, like, we had pool tables and stuff down there. So, like, my dorm would throw a bunch of parties. Like, there would be, like, Halloween party or Christmas parties and stuff. So, like, I would go there, and, like, they would play music all night and stuff like that. But, like, I haven't gone to, like, an actual, like, college party.
Yeah, my school, they always said, like the Halloween stuff, the rec center. But my problem with those is just like you had to bring someone along as a friend to enjoy it. Like you couldn't just go by yourself and have a good time. You had to bring other people to enjoy it. Right. And I ended up always making friends who were older than me, who lived off campus and didn't want to come that stuff. So I never had those. But it's fine. I mean, I would only have gone for like the free shirt and food.
Honestly, whenever there's like a free t-shirt anywhere, like me and my friends were like, let's go. Oh, we did bingos. Like, whenever there were bingo, we would always go to bingo. I would always go to bingo. I always have fun. And any prizes? No. I think once, but that's it. I've never, like, out of all the bingo games I went to, 10 or something, I've only won once.
Oh, I do have a story about college roommates. It wasn't really like we were living in the same room. We just shared a bathroom. It was over summer. I did summer school for between my freshman, sophomore, and between sophomore and junior year. I did summer school. And I always went on campus. Well, not my first year. Anyway, I lived on campus for that summer school session, and we had our own room, but we had to share a bathroom with someone. But the bathrooms didn't have locks on them for some reason. Like the doors just did not have locks on them. So you could literally just walk into the other person's room. And that always sketched me out. Use that bathroom because I felt like she could just walk in. So it was like one of the first weeks there. I always used, like, there was a community bathroom like outside there, and so I had always gone to shower in there and stuff. And then one night I was just like, all right, I'm just gonna shower in our shared bathroom. So I went in there, started showering, and then I hear the door open, and then somebody walk in and just use the bathroom. And I have no idea who this person is. I don't know if they thought I was a friend of theirs taking a shower or something, or like the actual roommate or whatever. But they finish their business and they leave, and I'm like, all right, that's fine. I know, like I can talk about this with them, if need be. And then as soon as the door closes, it opens again, and somebody else walks in to use the bathroom. And I'm like, all right, I'm not cool with this. So I never addressed it. I never talked to her about anything. I just went straight to the office area, and I was like, do you have any other rooms available? And they were like, you want to switch rooms already? I was like, yeah, I need a different room. And it was the longest process because they didn't expect anybody to be switching rooms, just staying in a place for 2 months over the summer. But yeah, I switched rooms immediately.
I would have too, honestly. Like, that happened? What?
Yeah, I didn't want to meet the person who thought doing stuff like that was okay.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Yeah, that's weird. I feel
it's,
like the bathroom's like the one door that should always have a lock.
I don't know. I mean, it's college, so. Any other stories you want to share?
Ooh. um, so the same friend who's I've been friends with since high school. We so everywhere is like a walking distance, like the, the market, and like there's like restaurants and stuff like that. So we walked to McDonald's. And it's like I guess you could say like a 8-minute walk to it. I don't know. I don't know times, but it's not that long of a walk. So we walked to McDonald's to get food, and then once we were inside and we were eating, we started seeing like clouds above, and we're like, oh no, like we came at a bad time. Like, we need to hurry up and eat so we can go before it starts raining. So then we finished eating, and then we left. And as we were walking towards, like, it's a sidewalk, and we're walking in the sidewalk towards the university. You just like see this gray cloud over us, and then rain coming at us, and we're like, and then we started like, and it was downpour raining, and we started running, and then like there were just puddles everywhere, and like we literally like ran over puddles and stuff. Like, I still have the shoes that were soaked, and they're probably wrecked, but but like it was like we ran through puddles, and like we tried to take cover in a building because like our dorm was like up a hill.
Mm-hmm.
There was like a building that has classes in it. There was like a building, and at the door there's like a hood over it. So we're trying to take shelter there, but then there were already a group of people taking shelter there. So we're like, what? So we actually like we had to run up the hill to our door, and it was just it was like past open door times too. So we had to like, we can't go through the back door. We had to go through the front door. So we had to run up the hill and go around the building into the front door. And we were like all soaked, and we walked into the building, and people started staring at us, and we're like and we quickly went to go get changed, and yeah, it was bad.
I mean, I've had a few of those where, just after class when you get out and it's just pouring rain. But I love those days. Like, I literally have no problem of just like walking in rain and getting drenched. Obviously if I have like my laptop and paper, then
right. Right.
If I don't, then literally I will just walk around and get soaked because I don't know. It's just, I enjoy it.
No, I get you.
That might sound weird. It's just, there's something, I don't know what the word for it. It's just like when everybody's scared to walk out in the rain for some reason, they're just standing there, and then you just like, all right, I gotta go, and then you just walk out in the rain with nothing.
Yeah.
I had another story. So when I got real anxious and I didn't feel like sitting awkwardly in my room with my roommate that I didn't speak to, I would always walk downtown. It's called Uptown Greenville, but everybody calls it downtown. Mm-hmm. There's a little park down there, and I love that park. It was like the cutest little thing. It was like on a little hill where you can see everything. It's a little playground, and there's a giant river, and a little amphitheater. And I remember one night I was feeling anxious, and I was like, all right, I can't go to sleep. I'm just gonna go for a walk. Don't walk alone by yourself. But so I went and did that. And, I have a little bench that I usually just, sit and kind of watch the birds fly around. But it was nighttime. I don't remember what time it was. But I could probably figure out, because there was one night I went, and then there was just, like 2 or 3 people on the amphitheater stage. And there was one guy who was just belting his heart out, singing like Ariana Grande and Adele. And I was like, this man has the voice of an angel. So I have some of it recorded. I'm going to go try to find it and put it in this video so that everybody can hear it.
Yes.
I wanted to, like clap or do something, but I felt like that might be weird. Just hearing in the distance at nighttime, in the middle of the night, someone clapping.
That's true.
But I remember that so vividly. That was just great. Don't walk around at nighttime by yourself.
By yourself. Yeah. Oh, like you speaking about like walking around like at nighttime. Like I did it with a group of people. Like like Mary did it by herself. But like we literally like it was like the first like the first couple of days. So like this is like an event that always happens at my university, and it's called like a regatta, and like it's like an event in downtown where like they close off a street and they like do activities and a boat race and stuff like that. So because like my college was near like a river, like a big river bank or something, and then so there would always be boat races on that river. And so my high school friend, and then like two other people, I think it was like a friend of hers that she met in her class, and then my like one of my like classmates and stuff, like because like we didn't know anyone, so like we all agreed, we're like, you know what, we met each other and let's just go enjoy this like this event together and stuff like that. So then we went together and it was like dark outside, and but like we just had to like walk down like a couple of minutes and then you'd start seeing lights everywhere, and then we like started walking around and then they did like fireworks and stuff like that, and like we literally were like, how, like first we didn't know how this event was going to happen, like we didn't know like where to go or like stuff like that, so we were kind of lost but we weren't at the same time. But yeah, that's like I guess another party that I went to, but it wasn't a party. I don't know. It was called a block party, but
Hold up, really stuck. What? Okay. Drive safe. He's driving to school for the first time today.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm so proud of him.
I mean, I didn't realize that we would have so much to talk about with high school and college.
I didn't either. We should have separated the two.
I had another story that I don't remember. Oh, okay. So, like making friends and breaking bread with people. You know what breaking bread means, right?
I kind of get it.
Basically, it's when you eat with like people, like a group of people or something, and then basically it'll help. It's like a sign of trust with friendship. Like, oh, I trust you enough that you haven't poisoned the bread I'm about to eat. That's like the whole thing of it. Mm-hmm. But I always believed in that, and like food can bring people together, basically. Especially in college, people love free food.
Yes.
So one of the first things I did to make friends, for my science class, it was structured really weird. It was like an experimental thing they were doing with groups and tables and all that. And it was a small group of 8 people, I think it was. One of the first things I did was just bring donuts to class. And that was something I did like every semester for at least one of my classes, was just bring donuts in for people I like. And then, it definitely helped. I still talk to most of those people. We still, we studied together. We were all biology majors at the time. And a lot of them switched out, but so if you are having trouble making friends, bring donuts.
Bring donuts. Honestly, everyone loves donuts. If you don't, you're lying. I'm kidding.
And then with that, my voice just cracked. The next semester, it was like biology 2 or whatever. And I was in a different table with a different group of people. And this one girl, she was like, I know you. You're the girl who kept bringing donuts last semester, aren't you? I was like, yeah, I mean, I can bring you guys donuts too if you want. But yeah, I mean, I didn't have any problem doing that because we had a predetermined, meal card swipe thing. I always ended up with too much money, so I was just like, I'll just buy food for other people.
Honestly, yeah, I would have extra money on my swipes, and I would literally just be like, "Hey, let's go get some ice cream or something," in a little shop, and be like, "You need a swipe? I got some money left over."
Yeah, like the one semester I was on campus summer school, we had a meal plan, and I had so much money left over. I had like $100 left over, and I was trying to spend it all. I don't know why they set our budget so big, but you could not get refunds, and it didn't transfer to the next semester. And so I would literally ask. Oh,
really?
Yeah, and so I was getting upset about it because I was like, I need to spend this money. And so, I ended up making friends over the summer. That summer, I did make friends, and like, wow. And I would always ask them every day. I was like, "Do you guys want food? I'll buy you guys food. Like, Starbucks. I'll get you some Raising Cane's. Anything you want, I'll buy you guys food." And they only took me up on that like twice. And when my parents came and picked me up, I was like, "All right, I'll buy you guys whatever you want." But I still had like $100 that I did not spend, and so.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I didn't get refunded for that or anything. So
is it just the summer? Like, does your fall go into your spring, or
yeah, the fall goes into spring. It's just the summer.
It's just summer.
Yeah,
that's kind of dumb.
I still get mad about that. Obviously.
Yeah.
Did you do summer school or anything like that?
No, I didn't.
Lucky.
I think I probably should have, because it would help me like get out of college faster. But
I definitely enjoyed the pace of summer school. The professors are very much more lenient. They're so much more lenient because they're like, it's summer, and I'll see you guys tomorrow instead of every other day.
That's awesome.
Yeah. I very much enjoyed those classes and made some friends there.
So would you take summer classes this summer or this summer if there was some
last summer?
Yeah.
No, because I got into pharmacy school.
Oh yeah, you're right. I forgot about that.
I mean, I can talk about that too on this audition of.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Okay.
Crazy.
Basically, you can get into pharmacy school without a degree. You just need to do your prerequisite classes, which you can finish in 2 years. But I was very slow and did not do it in 2 years, and required 2 extra sessions of summer school. I can't really remember why. I know, like, the first time I took chemistry, I failed, so I had to retake chemistry. And there was some discrepancies with math. Like, if you had a highest enough ACT score, then you can get out of math, like the beginning math classes. And I always had issues with that, I think, my first semester. But anyway, so it took me 3 years. And, you do your application through the website, which I cannot remember at this moment.
It's fine.
Farmcast, that's what it's called. You do your application through there. You need 3 letters of recommendation. Your I can't remember what any of this is called. Your personal essay. Why you want to go to pharmacy school and all that. And I submitted it all so last minute. Like, it's open until June 1st, I think. I think I finally finished it April, May, June. I think April or May. Or actually, it had to be before quarantine. So I finished it around March, I guess, before spring break. And it was so late, I didn't think I was going to get in because, it's kind of a rolling admissions where, first come, first serve. So, they probably only had like 10 seats left towards the end. So I'm just sitting there thinking, like, I probably didn't get an interview. I'll just, finish out. my last year of undergrad. But then they called me apparently and to schedule an interview time, but I don't answer calls. Like, if it's just a random number, I just, I ignore it, which is not a good thing. You shouldn't always do that because, you do put your phone number out there for some important stuff.
Yeah.
But I just ignored it. And I went back and listened to my voicemails. And it was the admissions lady. She was like, oh, we just wanted to call and see if you wanted to schedule an interview for pharmacy school. And I was like, wait, what? So I checked my emails and it was like, oh, congratulations, you got an interview. And I was like, oh my God,
Yay!
I gotta get on this. I need to plan this right now. Fortunately, I caught it in time and I was like, yeah, I want to schedule an interview. And, with COVID, it was all over Zoom. I can't remember my actual interview date. It was probably in May. So I went and did the interview. It was, I think I cannot talk about this.
You and me both.
Easier than if I had done it in person without COVID. So I think thanks to COVID, I got into pharmacy school. But yeah, so I did the interview. It was, with a group of people. And then we did one-on-one interviews with some of the professors. And it took like about a week until they sent out an email congratulating me for making it in, and I had to make a deposit to save my seat and all that. Mm-hmm. So it was it was a journey. I really did not think I made it because it was so late in the year. And I was like, oh, I'll have a leg up on my application next year.
Oh gosh.
But I'm glad I did make it, obviously. So yeah, that was my acceptance into pharmacy school.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I do miss undergrad, because you have the opportunity to take classes that aren't specific to your future plans. Like you can take art classes, you can take philosophy classes and all that. But, with graduate school, it's like, I know what this one thing I want to do and all your classes are surrounding it.
Right.
A lot of people do because, you're taking classes more focused to the fields you're interested in. But I do miss taking a random class every semester.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. That's one of the fun parts of being in undergrad is that, because I'm still an undergrad, but like you get to take side classes, and yeah.
And, all the clubs and stuff here are about volunteering and hosting blood drives, and so there's no fun a cappella groups for me to join.
Is there like a pharmacy club?
Yeah, for their undergrad they have pre-pharmacy clubs, I think, because I think Lolly's in it.
Oh, okay.
Now I will say in my undergrad time I did not join any pre-pharmacy clubs or anything. I definitely was supposed to. I signed on to some newsletter they still send me emails about how to get into pharmacy school. I do not know how to unsubscribe to that.
Isn't there like an unsubscribe button?
There usually is, but there's not. But yeah, I guess I didn't need all that to get into pharmacy.
Yeah. Like I know, like, because I'm a health science, so like I took health science. I did the health science club and stuff like that. So yeah, I don't know.
I should have done it, but I didn't. All right. Yeah. So, I mean, college this year is
it's crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, like your classes you have in classes. I can't even imagine if you guys did go all online. Like that would be too crazy.
Just 100 people.
Like, yeah. For me, I still go in class. Mines aren't online. But like my brother, he is all online. Like he started freshman year, and like this is the one part I was talking with Mary about, like with freshman, like being a freshman for either high school or college, especially during around this time, like it's complicated because like you don't get to meet people within like your either your interest of major or like your like just random people. Like you don't even get to like meet people
Yeah.
and get to try to make friends like me and Mary did it. But like you just don't get to experience the college experience as a freshman.
Yeah.
So yeah, but yeah, my brother
Get lit at party.
yeah, but like, yeah, my brother, he's all online, so his college that he decided to go to is 4 hours away, but his is all online, so he's staying home, which is saving us money. So I did make a good friend, like because her face just kept popping up. Like it was the first day of school, and her face just kept popping up in every single one of my classes. I'm like, okay, I see this person a lot, and like I just, like I'm like, you know what, Flora, you gotta get out of your comfort zone. You gotta go say hi. So I think it was a lab that week that I took, biology lab, and I didn't know anyone. And like, you had to like sit at a lab table, and that would be your lab partners for the rest of your life. And I'm like, I don't know anyone, and like everyone's just like already talking and stuff. And I'm like, and I see her like she's by herself, and I'm like, okay, Flora, you gotta go make a friend. So I went to go talk to her, and like even to this day, like even though I don't go to college over there anymore, like we still text, just catching up with each other's stuff. So yeah, I made the first move, and I made a friend. But other than that incident, I never did that again. But yeah, I think it's because like what motivated me is because like it's a lab, and like 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 you have to have a lab and know someone to be comfortable doing lab stuff.
Yeah.
So I wanted to know my classmates, and I saw that she was by herself, and I just wanted to be the friendly kind of person, and introduce myself. So that's another story. But yeah, like she's a good friend that I made. She's really smart, like like she's really really smart. So like every single time I have questions, I go to her. But yeah, I like she's the only one that actually stuck around, like that, like I like still keep as a friend. So
I had something to say and then I lost it. Jeez.
that always happens.
It's so bad. Oh, okay. I do know what I was gonna say. I definitely think I got better my junior year. Reaching out to people, like past friends, and talking to them. But my problem started to become, I don't know how to maintain this relation or this conversation. I'd be like, hey, how you doing? I just, wanted to catch up, see how you're doing, or wish happy birthday and all that. And then, it'd be a few more lines of, the standard greetings and hellos. And then it was like maintaining the conversation. It's just like, oh, I don't know if I should keep going, ask questions, or how to make it stop.
Yeah.
But I definitely think that stems from, not having to worry about going back to a dorm with an awkward roommate. I thrived having my own room.
Which is awesome. Like I never experienced having, because I only lived in dorm for 1 year. Like experience, I almost did, but then on the same day I moved in, I got a roommate. So
And then I guess this year with pharmacy school, I have my own little house, and I'm currently living with my brother. Yeah, so we drive to school.
So is your apartment like a couple minutes away from your college?
15-minute drive.
Okay.
Yeah, so I have to get up early.
Oh gosh.
Which is not so bad, it's putting me on a schedule. However, I do stay up late at night during the weekend, so a little messed up.
Yeah. That's good. Yeah, my school, since I'm commuting, it's a 15-minute drive too. So
I do miss walking to class.
I like walking. Like first, it gives me an excuse for exercising because like I don't exercise every day. Like I do exercises here and there, but like it forces me to like walk and stuff like because like when you're on campus and like I don't know how far away your buildings are, but the farthest building that I've ever traveled to, it's like a 20-minute walk. So like yeah, it's like no, it's a exercise.
All right. Any college tips? People coming in?
I think we kind of mixed it, like our college tips and stuff. But
Wear a mask. Bring some hand sanitizer.
yeah,
Some white.
honestly. If you are because of COVID and stuff, and you are doing online, make sure you again like with my tip with high school, like make sure you keep up with your assignments because it is college. It's different than high school. Professors can either be mean or nice. It really depends on what a professor it is. Because like high school, you get to build a relationship. Like I think you get to build a relationship with your high school teachers and stuff. But with college, you can build a relationship with your professors, but I think it won't be as
You actually have to make an effort.
yeah.
All right, Flora, what is your recent song that you've been listening to? Your most recent favorite songs?
Oh gosh. I this is putting me on the spot. I really have to think about this. What's that one? I'm trying to figure out the title of it. If the world was ending. I've been hearing that. Yeah, I've been hearing that on the radio a lot. So, like, I always sing to that song.
I was also going to say a JP Sax song. Flora's heard this rant. I'm going to make it again. I love JP Sax, and I wish I had put him in my top 5 artists. I also love Adele. I've been listening to JP Sax since he put out The Few Things, and The Few Things was like my most replayed song on Spotify for the longest time. It's still number 2, I think. I loved him. He was a little small artist, and then that song came out, and I loved it. But then it really blew up. I'm a little sad he's a mainstream artist now, but he recently came out with a new song called "A Little Bit Yours," and it's really sad, but it's really good. All right, guys, I think that is it for this episode of our mini cast. Episode 2. Cool. Again, if you guys have any topics you want us to talk about or ideas, that you
comment.
Just put it in the comments down below. Like and subscribe, and
if you guys haven't seen our last podcast, go check it out.
And make sure you subscribe to see our next podcast and our next few videos. Yeah, that's it. We'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Peace. Bye.